To see you again. It's been so long since you've been here. You had me thinking you were dead.
And compassion are a necessity, not luxuries. Without them, humanity cannot survive. You have not started living until you rise above the narrow confines of your individualistic concerns to a broader confine of humanity. This morning, as you go out, ensure to make an impact in the life of somebody in the little way that you can. Only that way can we proudly say we are living. Michael Pedro is my name. And of course, it is your most anticipated political and socio-economic program on the radio, the Unity Train. Good mornings from the hills of Zenaria, here in the city of Jos, Plateau State, Nigeria. If you can hear my voice, it means you're rightly tuned into the frequency meter of Unity 93.3 FM. Today is Wednesday, the 6th day of November 2024. And of course, you know how we do this. This program comes to you every day of the week, Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and of course, Fridays. Every 8 a.m., we take you on a ride through contemporary issues, especially as it concerns the Nigerian political landscape. We take you on this ride from 8 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. We do this program in 3 segments. The first segment is the segment where we bring to you headlines on contemporary issues on the newspaper. And the second segment is the transit segment, where our analyst in the house gives input as concerns the issues on ground. The third segment is, of course, your segment where you can call in and give your submission and your comments, both on social media, on text messages, and via calls. When it's time for you to send your comments on social media, you can reach us on Unity FM/TV Jos, and on YouTube we are at Unity TV Jos. If you want to call, you can call us on 070-3235-3315. 070-3235-3315. And if you want to send your text message, you can send it to this number, 081-6314-1141. By the grace of God and the mercies of God this morning, I, Michael Pedro, am going to be your anchor on this program. And it promises to be very informative. Keep your fingers crossed as we bring to you contemporary issues, both locally and internationally this morning. I am blessed not to be alone in this house this morning. I have an erudite analyst. He is a voice you have heard over and over again. He is one that would lend his voice to the cause of humanity at any point in time, providing it's going to bring about succor and change, especially in politics and our lives on a daily basis. He is here with me. He is no other person but the person of Barrister Paul Zaruma. Barrister, you would want to say good morning to our listener.
Yeah, Mr. Pedro, good morning. Michael Pedro.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, viewers and listeners. Good afternoon, good evening, depending on when and where you are receiving this signal. It is a beautiful morning here in Jos. It's about 20 degrees Celsius, cool, sunny, and wonderful. I don't know the weather situation over there. Thank you for having me once again in this studio.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
You're welcome. We are pleased to have you in the studio this morning. And I know, as usual, our viewers are waiting to hear what you have to say about the issues we have on ground this morning. This morning, the newspaper happens to have almost the same headlines across every newspaper.
It has been the tradition.
Yes.
Pedro, on a sad note, we lost Professor Bingel, who is a lecturer with the University of Jos, and also has a one-time chairman of Jos North local government. And then, based on the reports that the funeral is taking place today at St. Marumba College, if I really got my information correct. And then also...
The funeral service at St. Marumba College?
St. Marumba Catholic Church.
Okay.
Yes. So, and then on a sad note also, where, I lost a friend, Engineer James Israel EJ. He died on Monday morning. I send my heartfelt condolence to the family. May the good Lord comfort the family and give them and all other people that departed eternal rest.
Amen. Amen. Okay, this morning on the newspaper we have this for you. The Punch newspaper has this to say. It says the nationwide blackout as grid suffers 10th collapse in 2024. It's very unfortunate to say that in 1 year, the grid has failed 10 times. This is unheard of anywhere in the world, but it has become a reality, and it's very, very unfortunate. Same on the newspaper, the Punch newspaper, it says, eyes on swing states as Harris and Trump battle for U.S. presidency. Same on the same newspaper, it says over 300 billion lost in protest. Shetima tells released hungry miners. Sir, the newspaper has it this morning that the president finally released the miners that were arrested for protesting and charged for a treasonable offense. I don't know, you might want to lend your voice on this very issue, because it is really trending this morning.
This issue is related to my area of interest. As an activist that specializes or have special bias in the protection of the rights of women and children. So the first day I saw those videos, I hardly could sleep. It was terrible. It was traumatic for some of us that have passion in that area. It is more painful. It was more painful when I saw the prosecutor that brought them for arraignment before the court that day, making a lot of derogatory statements, and then trying to politicize the case itself. The prosecutor was like, and it was so disheartening and disappointing that he is a lawyer. I know the training that lawyers used to undergo. And he wasn't just a lawyer, but he was a senior lawyer. So it was so disappointing. And you can see these are some of the people that are degrading the public image of lawyers. I'm telling you, in fact, he was visibly lying and saying that these children were not underage children.
Even to the extent of him saying when some of those children actually fainted in the court.
Yeah,
then they came back to say, yes, they did not face that, they were faking it.
Yes, he said they were faking it. And then, even without being a medical doctor, if you see those children, they were kept in a terrible, inhuman condition.
Looking very malnourished.
It is quite unfortunate that you cannot treat any suspects like that. It's quite unfortunate that we're still at that level in this country. Not only children. But today, in these were suspects that were not even arraigned in the first place. And you are treating them like that. You put them in a degrading condition, and then they were looking hungry. They were looking, what happened that there was is reminding us like of the bad pictures of civil war we used to see, or the hunger in those countries that experience hunger.
Somalia.
Yes, all the Somalia issue. It was terrifying. It wasn't palatable. It wasn't presentable at all. You know, it was quite unfortunate. You know, so kudos to many Nigerians that rose to the occasion. You know, many Nigerians rose to the occasion. You can see that we have common humanity, Michael Pedro, in this country.
Yes, of course.
You know, when this thing come, nobody was talking about where these children are coming from.
No.
Nobody was talking about
their tribe, their religion never matters anymore.
Of the children. That's the beauty. Nigeria have a very good side of it. That's the beauty of the whole thing. All Nigerians came up together with one voice, spoke against it. In fact, those who were speaking for it were in the minority. That's the most interesting aspect of the entire thing. You know, lawyers flooded the court yesterday. They volunteered to support these children, to give what lawyers call pro bono services. It was, you know, Deji Adeyanju that was called to bar a couple of, was it last year or so? He was also there because that has been his passion. There are many lawyers all over, you know. Even some lawyers were planning to travel from just for that purpose. And then, you know, to crown it all, you know, our brand new minister, Dr. Nentawe Yilwada, also that became his first public assignment, which was quite impressive. You know, both himself and his state ministers were physically there in the court yesterday. Wow. And to show solidarity to these children, to identify with them, and then it is beautiful. You know,
it is actually beautiful.
So we told people that the Nentawe we know, you know, except that. If he changes the way, you know, most people when they go to office they change. But the Nentawe we know, you know, he is going to deliver a lot of things. He did not claim Busey that in the euphoria of the swearing in or the celebration or that he is attending to guests or what have you, like it used to be the tradition. This is a compassionate person that is well known to be compassionate, and he has demonstrated that compassion. That has become his first public assignment. You know, in the midst of the euphoria of his inauguration, he was there physically, which is, in fact, he made sure that his state minister was also there.
There seems to be light. It seems to me as if the new appointed ministers are actually very vibrant ones. Even as Nentawe, as you rightly mentioned, Nentawe was at the court yesterday because that has a lot to do with his function to some extent. And then, still as that same yesterday, the minister of education abolished the policy of that states children must be 18 years and above before they can actually go to the university. So these people were just sworn in just of recent, and already they are working.
Yes, you see, that was a very good decision. And you remember, Michael Pedro, we mentioned it here that one of the sins of Professor Tahir Mamman, that the former minister of sport was emphasizing that policy. Even though he argued that the policy has been there, but he is the one that is now emphasizing it. Yes. So you can see that it is one of his sins. And Michael Pedro, some of us, I practice in Abuja. At a point in time, and even up to now I see shuttle within Jos and Abuja. Michael Pedro, I can tell you that most of these ministers' children used to be, it is their children that used to go to school at early age, because they have the resources, they have everything it takes. So before you know it, you will see a child 16, 14 in university. So the policy is going to affect them first and foremost before anybody. But be that as it may, without any prejudice to that, what does the Constitution say? The Constitution says nobody should be discriminated upon on the ground of age, and so many other things listed. But for the purpose of this discussion, we are looking at the portion that mentioned age. So you are discriminating. There are children that are exceptionally good. There are children that even physically they look older than their age. So, and if it also combine with their intellect, then you cannot limit them. You cannot discriminate them. You cannot, go to China. See how children are doing wonders. How would you limit them? You can't stop them because of age. It's discriminatory. So it's a very good decision, and that is the beauty of the decision of President Tinubu. That I said that if we have a president that can take some of this decision, he is giving a glimpse that, yeah, that could be changed. I remember throughout the regime of Buhari, any minister will mess up and they will go to sleep.
Yeah.
He doesn't reshuffle, he hardly reshuffle cabinet, he hardly sack any minister, there was no punishment. So the regime was notorious for impunity.
Very, very true.
He will say he assigned an Inspector General to go to Benue. Inspector General is not in Benue. No punishment, nothing.
Nothing.
You can hardly point at any panel of investigation or inquiry that was set up throughout Buhari's regime. So that was why you could see a lot of impunity during. And anytime Oshibanjo start acting as a president, you could see things taking shape because Oshibanjo is a disciplinarian. You know, you remember how he dealt with the director of DSS. Director of DSS led a sting operation, an illegal sting operation at that time against judges of the Supreme Court. We are not saying that judges of Supreme Court should not be dealt with, but the law has made provision of how those judges will be dealt with. Because if DSS are allowed to be carrying sting operation against these judges. Now, if you have a case against DSS for the violation of your fundamental right, and you appear before that judge, do you think you will get justice?
No.
He will operate under fear. That was what we lawyers are saying. We are not saying that erring judges should not be punished, but we are saying that the right process should be followed.
It shouldn't look as if it's an oppression or something.
During Buhari's regime, the DSS became like a rock star. Not only DSS, there are so many things that happen. Ministers were just misbehaving. Look at what Ojibuzo Kalu was doing, and so many other ministers.
But sir,
he was not reshuffling cabinet. He was not. Just look at what these new ministers have started doing. You understand? And then we are also calling upon them, particularly the office of Nantawe, poverty reduction. Nigerians are indeed suffering. So something drastic, something urgent should be done towards that area. And then we know that he has not really fully settled down in office, but something, it calls for national emergency because Nigerians are undergoing excruciating difficulty. So we are calling upon them to look at that direction to make sure that things are gotten right.
But sir, about this cabinet reshufflement, we're giving credit to the president for doing, especially with the appointment of these 7 new ministers. Don't you think there's a ministry of concern that has not been given a due attention to? We just experienced another power grid yesterday, failure of in power grid. Don't you think Adelabu should be cautioned? Something should be done about that ministry because it is becoming a thing of shame.
You see, there was a day I was talking about tribalistic posture. You know, when the president was campaigning, first of all he said Yoruba Lekon. Then the next thing he said Emilokon.
Yes.
So he shows a kind of tribalistic posture. You know, PDP made a statement recently and saying that one state in the southeast have about 3 or 4 ministers. You understand? While other states have only 1. So, and then that also, if you also look at, okay, now we just have issues with Chief of Army Staff. In the first place, the federal government were denying that nothing. He was just on a vacation, and now it is glaring that it is more than vacation.
Yes.
So, and then when you are appointing his replacement, you brought in another Yoruba person. And these are the kind of things that we are saying. We need a president. Nigeria, our diversity should be our strength. You understand? So we need a president that will manage our diversity. I think we are calling upon President Ahmed Bola Tinubu. You cannot take away the fact that we just mentioned this issue of hunger that Nigerians are facing. And now the second thing, he should be careful in managing Nigerians' diversity. Very, very important.
Very important.
Very, very important.
That is the reason why the federal character is
that is my major grouse with the regime of President Buhari. President Buhari is one of the worst presidents that abuse Nigeria's federal character.
Yes.
In fact, even in the federal character ministry, the arrangement in the commissioners in the federal character ministry was lopsided during Buhari's regime. Then it will be preposterous and counterproductive if President Tinubu told the same part. You look at the major offices. Okay, when you are talking about cabinet reshufflement, let's look at what do you call it? The petroleum. The issue that we have been talking about, the issue power. Let's look at power. Power needed to be reshuffled.
Of course.
There should be discipline. We should know what is actually happening. We don't like all these narratives. We don't like all these innuendos.
It's not really. There shouldn't be any form.
It is very key. It touches the economy. It touches security. Yes. So something should be done. Why is it that heads are not rolling in the power sector? And then the same thing, when you go to the petroleum, petrochemical industry, there are heads that needed to roll. Look at the drama that is playing out. It's just like what we call in local parlance Nigeria movie. It is a kind of a melodrama that is playing out. They're giving us stories and all sort of. You say one thing today, it is a kind of a macabre dance that is taking place in the petrochemical industry, and the president is the minister of petroleum.
That is what I wanted to say.
So just like he is reshuffling the cabinet for incompetence and other factors, he should reshuffle himself for incompetence, because we are still having issues. Petroleum is very expensive and you cannot even access the product. Go to major marketers around. If you have access to petrol, you can only access them in black market. That is quite unfortunate. So the president should start by reshuffling himself, by appointing a substantive minister that will be able to address that sector. Buhari was also the minister during his regime, and that was why we suffered a lot of inactivity in that place. At most, you see that it was a spiral.
We should have learned from that very experience, but then we're repeating the same experience.
Yes, he is repeating the same mistake, and he cannot get a different result from what Buhari got.
If you can still hear my voice, it means you're still rightly tuned to the frequency meter of Unity 93.3 FM. We will go on a very, very short break. We'll be back. And in the next segment, we'll be having the Unity Train Sport Wave that will be anchored by Mr. Aremu, who will be right back in a jiffy. Stay tuned.
Mr. Politician, it's good to see you again. It's been so long since you've been here. You had me thinking you were dead. How's your taxpayer mansion? How was your...
Are you bored and need some company? Get a TV experience like no other on Unity TV. We are turning up the hits with captivating TV shows, electrifying political programs, music, movies, and lots more that will leave you craving. I'm sure you want to know more. Tune in to Unity TV today and let the excitement take over.
Pay attention, it starts from the foundation. Everybody needs somebody. You turn a blind eye and care nothing less. Say it's just business, all about the money. You are so unbothered as long as they pay. Say it's just business, all about the money. You know they're on a fast lane, but you've got business to run. So you look away the other way.
It concerns you. It kill law, it kill dreams. It land people for jail. War against drug abuse.
Get ready to be entertained and inspired by the incredible stories around the globe. Don't miss out on the excitement. Hello at Work is an ultimate TV program that brings to you the interesting stories and daily happenings worldwide. Join us Mondays and Thursdays, 10 a.m. as we dive into the daily happenings and stories. Tune in and stay. Say hello to the world as you bring in your ideas, as it is a perfect blend of entertainment and information. Get ready to stay up to date while being entertained.
I was the head boy in my primary school, senior prefect and best graduating student in my secondary school, but drug abuse almost ruined my life.
I was on an average of 2 grams of cocaine per day.
I was taking 8 ampoules of pentazosine daily.
European shisha, cocaine.
I became a user, a dealer, and a gangster.
I saw other users drowning. I knew I didn't want to be like them, but I was already trapped.
My family disowned me.
My employment was terminated.
I sold my car, sold my house. I'll go out well-dressed and return shoeless, shirtless in exchange for drugs.
I was seeing things that were not real, and I once stabbed myself because I felt something crawling under my skin.
I contacted NDLEA and started therapy.
I spent 3 months in therapy.
I spent 8 months.
It's easy to relapse, but your mind has to be stronger than the cravings.
Drugs does not love you. You are not the one using drugs. Drugs are the one using you. Say no to drug abuse.
The Financial Services Regulation Coordinating Committee, FSRCC, in collaboration with the National Broadcasting Commission, NBC, wishes to draw the attention of the public to the worrisome increase in the activities of illegal financial operators, IFOs, which threaten public trust and the stability of the Nigerian financial system. The FSRCC and NBC hereby advises the general public to refrain from dealing with unlicensed financial operators who deceive individuals with unrealistically high investment returns. Make sure to verify the licensing status of such companies and schemes on this website. To report any suspicions of illicit financial activities, call 0700 225 5226, 0800 225 5226, or +234 817 665 6273. Let's work together to uphold the integrity of Nigeria's financial system. Announcer, FSRCC.
Unity. Unity TV.
Mr. Politician, it's good to see you.
All right. Thank you so much this wonderful morning. Of course, it's Sports Wave on Unity 93.3 FM, and it comes your way every Wednesday from 8:30 to 9 o'clock. This is the segment where we give you everything happening in the world of sports. My name is Zoluwafemi Aremu, and a very wonderful morning to you out there, wheresoever you are listening to us this morning. Of course, a wonderful morning to you once again, dear listener. We are streaming live on Facebook. You can head over to our social media handle and, of course, join the show this morning. Head over to Facebook, Unity FM TV, JOS, and, of course, you'll be able to watch us, stream us live on that program. It's a wonderful morning to talk sports again. Just like I said, let's quickly start from the discussions we have this morning. We are going to begin with what is currently happening, of course, in Nigeria. But this morning, I'll be looking at the CHAN qualification, where we see Super Eagles B in action, not now, but later this year, they'll be in action to take on Ghana. Do you think they will be able to qualify for that tournament? Also, we will look at the Champions League, talking about in Europe. Yesterday we saw some interesting encounter over there in Europe, where Real Madrid, it was a nightmare for them over there in Spain, as AC Milan were able to get a 3-1 victory over them at the Santiago Bernabeu. Also, we'll look at Liverpool, who cruised to a 4-0 win over Bayern Leverkusen. Interesting fixtures over there. It was Pep Guardiola who suffered a defeat at Lisbon, yesterday to Sporting CP. They lost out to 4-1, and of course that sounds really strange whenever you say Manchester City lost by 4-1. Of course, really strange there. Also, we will look at the Nigeria Flamingos, who were able to win the Fair Play award over there at the just concluded on the 17th Women's World Cup over there. We'll let you know how that one ended, and also we'll look at some interesting fixtures we should be watching out for this week, this midweek. Yes, that is in the UEFA Champions League, and also looking at Ronaldo, who has scored his 908 career goals. That is a very interesting start over there. Not forgetting Super Falcons, who will tackle France in friendly. Also, we'll look at
the MPFL match week 10, what really happened. Before we start all this discussion, we are definitely going to start with the MPFL, giving you everything you need to know. Plateau United losing out to Kano Pillars away from home in their last outing, that is match week 10. And also we'll open the studio line shortly and hear your contribution on today's show, your prediction ahead of today's fixtures in the UEFA Champions League. Arsenal will be in action away from home at the San Siro taking on Inter Milan. That definitely is what you don't want to miss out on. Yes, interesting fixtures to watch out for. 070323533 That will be the studio line in order to join the conversation shortly. So get your phones ready and be able to join the conversation. Yes, let's quickly start from the home scene. Just like I said earlier, we'll start from the MPFL, giving you everything you definitely need to know about match week 10, what's really happened, what happened in the MPFL. Yes, talking about match day 10, we saw some exciting fixtures whereby it was Ikorodu City who stuns Rivers United. Rivers United 9 games unbeaten streak came to an end as Ikorodu City, driven by a robust second half performance, secure a 2-0 victory. Ayomide Cole opened the scoring for Ikorodu City with a stunning strike, igniting celebrations among the home crowd, while Ayonwere added a second, solidifying Ikorodu's win and pushing Rivers United down to second in the league standing. Finidi George was a frustrated figure on the touchline, expressing his discontent with several controversial officiating decisions that he felt disrupted his team's rhythm. Despite their late effort, Rivers United was unable to break through Ikorodu's disciplined defense, led by their influential captain Waliu. Also, other matches, we saw the action continue across the MPFL with exciting outcomes in other matches where Economy Warriors edged out Castina United with a narrow 1-0 victory in Maiduguri, and of course Atland FC claim a solid 2-0 away win over Abia Warriors, further boosting their position. While in other matches, we saw Akwa United defeated Kwara United by 2-1 in a closely contested encounter, securing all 3 points in Uyo. And of course, Bayelsa United and Enyimba played out a 1-1 draw in Yenagua, sharing the points after a tight game, while Kano Pillars continued their impressive form at home with a 2-1 victory over Plateau United. Of course, Rabiu Ali and Ahmed Musa running the show over there for Kano Pillars, while Niger Tornadoes kept their momentum with a 2-0 victory over Shooting Stars, enhancing their standing in the league. And of course, Rangers International saw off Nasarawa United with a comfortable 2-0 win, while Remo Stars climbed to the top of the MPFL table after a hard-fought 1-0 win over Lobby Stars in Ikene, while Bender Insurance stunned Sunshine Stars with a 2-1 win, adding another 3 points to their campaign. Yes, definitely this is what happened on match day 10 in the MPFL. And of course, let's look at how that has affected its standing currently. Just like I said earlier, Remo Stars are currently on top of the log. Big one for Daniel Gumodede and his boys. How long can they keep this momentum? Well, time will definitely tell. But talking about the standing, Remo Stars currently top of the log with 21 points after 10 matches, while Rivers United are second on the log also with 21 points after 10 matches. Enyimba seated third on the log with 18 points, closely followed by Economy Warriors, who are fourth on the log with 16 points, while we have Enugu Rangers, the defending champions, fifth on the log with 15 points, and Plateau United are seated sixth on the log with 14 points, closely followed by Niger Tornadoes, who are also seventh on the log with 14 points, Kano Pillars 8th on the log with 14 points, and Abia Warriors 9th on the log with 14 points, while Sunshine Stars are seated 10th on the log with 13 points. We have Bender Insurance, Atland of Owerri, Castina United, Nasarawa United, and Shooting Stars all seated from 11th to 15th position on 12 points respectively, and Kwara United and Ikorodu City are seated 16th and 17th on the log respectively with 11 points each. Bayelsa United occupy 18th position with 10 points. Akwa United and Lobby Stars are seated 19th and 20th on the log respectively, all on 9 points. Yes, that is how we have the standing for the MPFL after match day 10. Leaving there quickly, let's let you know that the Flamingos, of course, just like I said earlier, Flamingos win the Fair Play Award. They just concluded on the 17th Women's World Cup. Of course, Nigeria on the 17 women's team, the Flamingos have honored the nation by winning the Fair Play Award at the recently concluded 2024 FIFA Under 17 Women's World Cup in Dominican Republic, despite their quarter-final exit following a 2-0 defeat to the USA. The Flamingos were impressed with their discipline and sportsmanship behavior throughout the tournament. Their clean record and positive attitude deservedly earned them some consolation. Winners of the Fair Play Award. FIFA Under 17 Women's World Cup award winners Nigeria's Shekirat Moshood and Spain's Celia Segura were tied to the Bronze Boot Award after scoring 4 goals each, of course, but Segura won narrowly due to her 2 assists. Of course, that was how that one ended over there in Dominican Republic. Quickly, let me give you the full individual awards from that tournament. Golden Ball has to be the one and only John Wook Chung of Korea, while we saw Silver Ball given to Pau Comandando of Spain, and of course Bronze Ball was given to Celia Segula of Spain, while also the Golden Boots was given to Pau Comandando of Spain, and of course Silver Boots Kennedy Fuller of USA, while the Bronze Boots was given to Shakirat Moshood of Nigeria and Celia Segura of Spain, while Golden Gloves was given to Ivan Osteve of USA. Yes, that is it for the individuals award. They just concluded on the 17 Women's World Cup over there in Dominican Republic. Leaving there quickly, let's let you know that the Super Falcons, of course, will be in action, taking France in a friendly. Of course, the Super Falcons of Nigeria will take on France in a high-profile friendly on Saturday, which is November 30th, 2024. The friendly will take place at the Stade Ramon Kopa in the city of Angers. The encounters will kick off at exactly 9:30 p.m. France time. It is only the 7th time in their history that the Les Blues will play in the city of Angers. The Super Falcons played 2 friendlies against Algeria last month, where the side lashed the Green Ladies 2-0 and 4-1 in games played in Ikene, Remo and Lagos, respectively. Yes, wishing the Super Falcons the best of luck over there in that friendly encounter. Yes, the studio line is now open. You can give us your contribution at 07032353315 and join the studio this morning at 07032353315. That is the studio line to join the conversation. Which fixtures are you following this night between Arsenal and Inter Milan? And of course, Barcelona will also be in action. Your predictions ahead of those games, and what was your take concerning yesterday's results? We saw Liverpool cruising to a 4-0 victory over Bayern Leverkusen in Anfield, and of course Real Madrid lost at the Santiago Bernabeu to AC Milan by 3-1. That one ended in favor of AC Milan. Yes, we also saw Manchester City losing on the road to Sporting CP over there in Lisbon by 4-1. That one ended. And of course, the new Manchester United boss defeating Pep Guardiola before he finally moves over to England. Well, interesting time ahead to watch out for in the English Premier League and of course in the world of football. We have a caller. Let's hear this caller out this morning. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Femi Aremu.
Good morning, welcome to the show this morning.
Thank you very much. This is Adewumi calling you from Gochiro.
Mr. Adewumi, good to have you on the show this morning.
Thank you very much. Thank you for always educating us.
You're welcome.
You see, my take this morning is on the issue of Madrid, man. I don't know what is going to Real Madrid. We're not able to even play our match on Saturday due to fraud issues.
Yes.
And Barcelona beat us the other week. And yesterday again, we find it just like a shock to me yesterday. I never expected that much with the likes of Mbappe and Vinicius Junior and Rodrigo. And we are still doing that. I don't know the pattern Ancelotti is playing present. Even the midfield, the way he even put the midfield yesterday, I am not that much happy. Honestly speaking. that's football for you, black and white. I don't know this reason why the mighty are just gradually falling down. You understand? And you see, my major challenge about that match is Champions League is not the same format.
Yes.
You know, it's thing that you say you are going back to AC Milan to for vengeance. We are still facing another team entirely now. It might be away. So I want to see the coach to sit up and do the right thing. So that at least, because the way they will start rating the players now, you will see that majorly looking at people like Liverpool. You will see that Liverpool now are major contenders in all the league. They are actually doing well. Even if a club has left, and I think what's the name of their new coach now? And the man is really doing very well. And always this weekend is performing. And on the other hand, I want to speak on the issue of Plateau United.
Yes.
Looking at what happened at Kano with Kano Killer. You see, if we can have the likes of Mikel Obi coming back to even play our Plateau United team, I think if you even make the local league, I think if I stand to be corrected, if we have people like that having standard players, if you even encourage people to even go to the stadium to watch matches. I do not forget when Mikel Obi usually comes to train at Sukwa here with a youth. A lot of people come around and watch their matches, and we need our league to be more interesting. So I see us the Plateau United to still do more. Let them go relax. They should stay more and put in more effort. And for us now today, so it is well. I know they might, because they too were defeated just as what happened between Sporting and Man City. That was why I said the mighty are just falling. But well, it is okay. Madrid will still come up again. We are still open to see changes in our club. Thank you, and God continue to bless you for our good.
All right, thank you so much for that wonderful contribution, Mr. Adewumi. Yes, 0703235331 and 5, and join the studio this morning. Let's hear your contribution. Where do you think we come out victorious in today's fixtures? And of course, what was your take concerning yesterday's result in the UEFA Champions League? Yes, quickly let's talk the fixtures we have this today. Definitely, just like I said earlier, Arsenal to take on Inter Milan at the San Siro. And of course, the good news for Arsenal has to be the starman, talking about the skipper, Martin Odegaard, is back in training. And of course, that is a big news for the Gunners out there. Talking about good news and bad news, also one of the player talking about Declan Rice has not traveled, or rather did not travel with Arsenal due to precaution. Of course, will not be participating in that encounter later today. Declan Rice did not travel alongside with the other squad of Arsenal. Well, leaving there, quickly let's look at the results we saw yesterday. Of course, some interesting results. I've made mention of some earlier, but early kickoff in the UEFA Champions League yesterday, we saw PSV defeating Girona by 4-0, and of course, we saw Bologna losing at home to AS Monaco by 1-0, while we saw Bratislava losing at home to Dynamo Zagreb by 4-1. Also, we saw Borussia Dortmund versus Sturm Graz. That one ended 1-0 in favor of Borussia Dortmund, while Celtic also defeated RB Leipzig by 2-0. Wonderful comeback there from Celtic. Also, we saw Lille versus Juventus. That one ended in a 1-1 draw. And of course, Liverpool versus Bayern Leverkusen. That one ended 4-0 at Anfield in favor of the hosts. Talking about Liverpool, of course, Luis Diaz running the show over there. An hat-trick for him, and of course, a goal from Cody Gakpo, while Mohamed Salah provided 2 assists in that game. Of course, we also saw Real Madrid losing at home to AC Milan by 3-1. That one ended in favor of AC Milan, while we saw Sporting CP defeating Manchester City by 4-0. Oh, that was a brilliant game for Sporting CP. The last game for Amori Ruben, last UEFA Champions League game for Amori Ruben with Sporting CP. And of course, Victor Gokeres running the show over there with an hat-trick. Also, Ireland lost a penalty in that one, but they were not able to come back. And of course, we saw some interesting results there. Leaving there quickly, looking at the fixtures, we'll be seeing much later today. Of course, in the UEFA Champions League, definitely we'll see Club Brugge versus Aston Villa by 6:45. That is when that is going to be in action. Aston Villa away from home to take on Club Brugge, while Shakhtar Donetsk will take on Young Boys by 6:45 also, and by 9 o'clock we'll see the big boys in action, talking about Bayern Munich versus Benfica, and we'll see Feyenoord versus RB Salzburg by 9 o'clock, while we'll see Crvena Zvezda versus Barcelona by 9 o'clock also, and Inter Milan will take on Arsenal at the San Siro by 9 o'clock, and Paris Saint-Germain versus Atletico Madrid, they will take tackle over there in Paris, while we'll see Sparta Prague versus Brest by 9 o'clock also. And lastly is going to be between Stuttgart versus Atlanta by 9 o'clock. Yes, and the Europa League today, definitely we'll see a game in action by 4:30, where we'll see Besiktas versus Malmö FF. That one is going to be by 4:30. Yes, other fixtures also to watch out for. Definitely that is going to be in the Europa League tomorrow, where we'll see some big balls in action. Also talking about the likes of Manchester United being in action tomorrow. But before that, we'll see Glimit versus Karabakh. That one is going to be by 6:45, and of course Eintracht Frankfurt will take on Slava Prague by 6:45 also, while we see Braga trading tackle away from home with F-Strog by 6:45. Yes, Galatasaray will be in action taking on Tottenham Hotspur. That one is going to be by 6:45 also, and of course Victor Osimhen is back in training. Expect him to be in action tomorrow against tomorrow against Tottenham Hotspur, while we also see Lille versus Twente FC by 6:45 in the Europa League tomorrow. Olympiacos will take trade tackles with Rangers, and of course we are going to see some games also by 9 o'clock, where we will see Fenerbahce take trading tackle with Al-Kamar by 9 o'clock. Also we'll see Hoffenheim FC versus Lyon. That one also is by 9 o'clock, and Lazio will take on Porto FC by 9 o'clock. Manchester United to take on PAOK FC. That one also is by 9 o'clock tomorrow, and of course that is how it's going to be for the Europa League tomorrow. And for Chelsea playing in the Europa Conference League, definitely they are also going to be in action tomorrow. The game for Chelsea is by 9 o'clock between Chelsea and FC Noir. That one is going to be by 9 o'clock. Interesting fixtures to watch out for over there in Europe. Yes, leaving there quickly and talking about the Paris 2024 quickly. Let's let you know that the new NSC boss, talking about Shehu Diko, has approved a release of investigative reports on Team Nigeria's Paris 2024 Olympics and Paralympics. Talking about the National Sports Commission has approved the release of an investigative report examining the negative publicity surrounding Nigeria's participation in the Paris 2024 Olympic and Paralympics Games. The decision came shortly after Shehu Diko took over as NSC chairman, following a request by Dr. Mumini Alao, chairman of the investigative committee. The investigative panel, initially commissioned by former Minister of Sports Development Senator John Owen Eno, completed its work and submitted its findings to honor on October 22, 2024 in a meeting attended by Ms. Atinuke Wati, the former permanent secretary. Although Eno initially scheduled a public presentation for October 25, 2024, the event was postponed due to his reassignment to another ministerial role by President Ahmed Tinubu upon his assumption of office last week, Mr. Diko endorsed the report released to ensure transparency and address concerns raised during Nigeria's Olympic and Paralympic campaign in Paris. Of course, that is a good one from Shehu Diko there. And leaving there quickly before we leave the studio this morning, let's let you know that Edo Queens, of course, has been charged to go for the ultimate prize as the CAF Women's Champions League is about to kick off. Edo Queens have been charged by the state government to put up a good showing at the 2024 CAF Women's Champions League. Moses Aduku's side will be making their median appearance at the competition. Edo Queens qualified for the annual competition after winning the WAFOB Women's Championship in Côte d'Ivoire. Chairman of the Edo State Sports Commission, Yusuf Ali, in his farewell speech, urged the players to replicate their recent success in Abidjan. Everything is set in place for us to go to Morocco and conquer, just like we did in Ivory Coast, the chairman declared. The Benin City club will depart the country for Morocco on Thursday. Edo Queens are drawn in Group B with Mamelodi Sundowns of South Africa, CBE of Ethiopia, and Egypt FC Masar. Yes, that is how it is for Edo Queen. Wishing them the very best in that particular competition, talking about the CAF Women's Champions League. And of course, this is the much we are going to take on today's episode of Unity Train, Unity Sports Wave on Unity Train. Of course, it's been a wonderful ride with you guys out there. Of course, big ups to you all out there, and of course, do enjoy the interesting matches to watch out for in the UEFA Champions League later today, while Arsenal will also be in action, just like I said earlier. Yes, Barcelona also will be in action, and Bayern Munich. Yes, interesting fixtures to watch out for. Yes, do have a lovely day ahead of you and stay out of trouble. I'm out of here.
Mr. Politician, it's good to see you again. It's been so long since you've been here. You had me thinking you were dead. How's your taxpayer mansion? How was your...
Are you bored and need some company? Get a TV experience like no other on Unity TV. We are turning up the hits with captivating TV shows, electrifying political programs, music, movies, and lots more that will leave you craving. I'm sure you want to know more. Tune in to Unity TV today and let the excitement take over.
Please pay attention. It starts from the foundation. Everybody needs somebody. You turn a blind eye and care nothing less. Say it's just business, all about the money. You are so unbothered as long as they pay. Say it's just business, all about the money. You know they're on a fast lane, but you've got business to run. So you look away the other way.
It concerns you. It a kill law, it a kill dreams. It a land people for jail. War against drug abuse.
Get ready to be entertained and inspired by the incredible stories around the globe. Don't miss out on the excitement. Hello at Work is an ultimate TV program that brings to you the interesting stories and daily happenings worldwide. Join us Mondays and Thursdays 10 a.m. as we dive into the daily happenings and stories. Tune in and stay. Say hello to the world as you bring in your ideas, as it is a perfect blend of entertainment and information. Get ready to stay up to date while being entertained.
I was the head boy in my primary school, senior prefect and best graduating student in my secondary school, but drug abuse almost ruined my life.
I was on an average of 2 grams of cocaine per day.
I was taking 8 ampoules of pentazosine daily.
European shisha, cocaine.
I became a user, a dealer, and a gangster.
I saw other users drowning. I knew I didn't want to be like them, but I was already trapped.
My family disowned me.
My employment was terminated.
I sold my car, sold my house. I'll go out well-dressed and return shoeless, shirtless in exchange for drugs.
I was seeing things that were not real, and I once stabbed myself because I felt something crawling under my skin.
I contacted NDLEA and started therapy.
I spent 3 months in therapy.
I spent 8 months.
It's easy to relapse, but your mind has to be stronger than the cravings.
Drugs does not love you. You are not the one using drugs. Drugs are the one using you. Say no to drug abuse.
The Financial Services Regulation Coordinating Committee, FSRCC, in collaboration with the National Broadcasting Commission, NBC, wishes to draw the attention of the public to the worrisome increase in the activities of illegal financial operators, IFOs, which threaten public trust and the stability of the Nigerian financial system. The FSRCC and NBC hereby advises the general public to refrain from dealing with unlicensed financial operators who deceive individuals with unrealistically high investment returns. Make sure to verify the licensing status of such companies and schemes on this website. To report any suspicions of illicit financial activities, call 0700 225 5226, 0800 225 5226, or +234 817 665 6273. Let's work together to uphold the integrity of Nigeria's financial system. Announcer, FSRCC.
Unity. Unity TV.
Mr. Politician, it's good to see you again. It's been so long since you've been here.
Welcome back from that very short break. That was a beautiful analysis from Mr. Aremu on Unity Train Sport Wave this morning. And as you know, we do this program every day, every Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays, 8 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. If you can still hear my voice, it means you're rightly tuned into the frequency meter of Unity FM 93.3 FM. And of course, it is your most anticipated political and socio-economic program on the radio, the Unity Train. This segment is your segment where you are going to call in and give your submissions, because your submissions are very, very important to us. Your comments are the reason why we're here. We give you this platform to put your voice out there to the appropriate authorities. Your grievances should be heard, and that is why we're here. So if you are listening to me and you want to call in into this program, the number to call is 070-3235-3315. The number to call again is 070-3235-3315. And the numbers to send your SMS to is 081-6314-1141. I have a comment here on the social media, Facebook to be precise. It says, "We are together," from Kaduna, Nigeria, and that is Sanusi Mohammed. Sanusi Mohammed, of course, we are together. We are here because you are out there. It is your program, and your submissions, like I said earlier, are of utmost importance to us. If you are not out there, we'll have no reason why we should be in here. I have a caller. Good morning. Hello, good morning. Can you hear me? Good morning. All right, I think we're having a little challenge with the network there. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, my brother.
Good morning, sir. Where are you calling from? What's your name?
I'm calling from Apata. This is Honorable Jusad.
Honorable Jusad, good morning, sir.
God bless you, my brother.
You're welcome, sir. God bless you too.
Honestly speaking, my brother, my concern this morning is about this issue of national grid collapse. My brother is very, very unfortunate and unbearable to the matter.
Sincerely.
Because There are some families that can sit for maybe grinding corn, doing some, tailoring, barbing, and whatever, and even those that can wait. Let me tell you, my brother, yesterday evening, some people at my side call my attention that immediately this grief comes back, because during this time of about 2 days outbreak, many people lost valuable things, those that are doing business, those that for this hard time took a pot or two, it is destroyed. You understand?
Yes, sir.
So now they call my attention that they will write to NEPA. They should stop coming to Apata area for light or whatever. They want to put Apata people in Band A. So that if anybody that can recharge, if you cannot use the light, better. So, my brother, I'm even like to cry this morning. So I'm just pleading to federal government to save the masses, because hardship is getting harder and people cannot even put food to their stomach. Good morning, my brother. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Jude Sad. It's very, very unfortunate that people would have to go through all this in a country that is their own, and still they would have to pay NEPA bill, or will be asked to pay NEPA bill. Like you rightly mentioned, there are families that cannot survive if there is no light, because they survive on their means of livelihood is the light has a direct influence on their means of livelihood. People that grind corn and do other stuffs to eat would hardly have something to eat because there's no light for them to actually do it. Good morning, sir.
And everybody saying that Musa Ike Kalu calling you from Agoro.
Musa Ike Kalu, good morning this morning.
You see this issue of blackout.
Is
it not only in Nigeria that you say something and you still remove money to be maintaining it? We have been told that this never has been sold to private individuals.
Yeah.
And year after year we have been budgeting millions of naira to be maintaining what we have sold. Is that thing not the same thing happening to me and you in our area? Where every month you pay your light bills and everything, you pay for blackout, and at the end of the day, if any of this equipment is being spoiled, you will be gathered in your anger and said you should contribute money to come and repair this equipment. Who are these people that bought this thing? Why is the federal government still sponsoring them? And most especially, my people, our presidents, our governors, traveling abroad, if they want to go and bring foreign investors. The question is, where will they come and invest? In an economy that is not stabilized, in an economy that the judicial system is not well functioned, and don't we know that the world is already a global village? People even know what is happening between me and you before even me and you know what is happening in where we are.
Very true. Very, very true.
We are in a critical situation, my brother.
Very true, sir. It's very, very unfortunate. Like he rightly mentioned, the world is a global village, and your local policy, the policy within your nations, will directly influence your international policy and the image that you keep internationally. So what we do within will affect us outside Nigeria. Good morning. Please, can you put down the volume of your radio?
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Your name and where you're calling from?
I am Bashir one time, calling from Jos.
Bashir one time, you're welcome this morning.
Yes, thank you very much. I want to appreciate Barrister Zaruma for his unbiased analysis.
Thank you so much, sir.
Really, we appreciate and we are learning from their knowledge with Professor H. Bani. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
I want to contribute as my own opinion about Nigerians. Nigerians are not benefiting from this evidence of democracy. Look at even common light. We cannot even get it to charge our phone. This is very unfortunate. We are calling on the political leaders. Let them practically do their duties. before time of election, no need for them to come out and start saying that they want to campaign. Do it, let us see it. We'll give you vote to go direct. Thank you very much. I am Bashir Damkoli.
Thank you so much, Bashir Damkoli. It is the right of the citizens of any nation to enjoy the dividends of democracy, especially if the nation is democratic. The case of Nigeria, I don't know what to say, but you have the opinion. You can call in and give your input as to what you think about the state of the nation. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Pedro.
Good morning, sir.
I'm Barrister Zaruma in the studio.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. God continue to bless you for your good work.
Thank you.
Adewumi calling you from Bocho.
Mr. Adewumi, good morning, sir.
What I want to say this morning with this constant grid collapse. The major thing I want to say about the grid collapse is this. The president can be able to get the presidential check. Why is it difficult for us to get another source outside this grid? Or if they say the grid is weak and maybe it cannot function or carry every part of the nation. Why are particular money not set aside for this grid collapse? You see, when we talk about anything being epileptic in nature and collapse, there is a time that it will collapse, it will not even rise again. You understand, Mr. Pedro?
Yeah.
And that's the major issue we are supposed to be looking into. I don't know why the Minister of Power, Mr. Adebayo Adelabu, he remain in office, despite the fact that the grid has been collapsing. It collapsed 3 times in 24 hours, maybe last 2 weeks. And yesterday again, we suffer another problem. We still find it difficult to charge our phone, find it difficult to do our business. And a lot of people who put even their food items in the refrigerator, some of them were not able to get it well. And you know, Mr. Pedro, the major challenge Nigerian face, even despite the fact that the grid has been restored and light has been restored to the people. Most people have not been having light the way we used to have them.
Of course, yes.
We are band 8 and we are supposed to have light for 20 or 24 hours. So we have not been having light maybe sometimes for 3 hours. Can they reverse back us and remove us from this band and take us to band 0? Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Mr. Pedro, because you see, when you are under band 8, and you are supposed to benefit the 4 units that you have been given, and that opportunity is no longer there. Can they reverse it back and give us back to the way we used to be? Honestly speaking, because we are not finding life funny presently. Even hunger here and there as is the order of the day. I don't know how the renewal presently now will change the thing about this nation. And let me conclude this way. With the voice being released, it's a good thing that the president has done under major pressure. If not for Nigerian complaining, I know those boys wouldn't have been released. But thank God we have Professor Nanchawi. Please, the humanitarian minister should ensure. Hello?
Yeah, I can still hear you.
Hello?
I can hear you.
Thank you. So I said that they should ensure that those boys go back to their families and they should be given proper education. Nigerians only protested because they are hungry. People did not go out, or there is particular set of people that people, it's just because Nigerians are hungry and are not finding things funny. I hope to see that the president do the right thing, because even up till now, we have not been finding it easy and Nigerians are still hungry. Thank you, and God continue to bless you for your good work.
Thank you so much, sir. God bless you too. Like Mr. Adewumi rightly mentioned, it is preposterous, it is appalling to know that a nation like Nigeria, as powerful as we are in Africa, we are faced with these little challenges. These are the challenges that we can solve. We have the capacity to solve them. What is happening? Why are we facing all this? Why is it that Nigerians will have to complain about even things that are supposed to be their fundamental rights? This is a lot of questions that we are asking, and this is a lot of questions that we are demanding answers for. And for the lights, he spoke about going back to from band 8 to band 0. I don't know if there's anything like band 0, but then if the appropriate authorities are listening, they should put this into cognizance, because it is important. Nigerians are beginning to complain, and the complaints are getting to us, and I know it is getting to the appropriate authorities. So let's do the needful. I have a message here. It says, good morning, Barrister Zaruma and Mike Pedro. Agreed. The media houses have spoken and were heard. The issue of the released minors, the age limits intake of our universities scrapped and passed on the presidency. An unfortunate grid collapse again, as predicted by Professor Bameyi last week. M. Lawal Giwa from Sabon Pegi. I have a caller. Good morning.
Hello, good morning, people.
Good morning, sir.
So I salute you for doing a wonderful job. My name is Abdurrahman. I'm calling from Kalani.
Sorry, come again?
My name is Abdurrahman. I'm calling from Kalani.
Okay, you have the floor, sir.
Are you hearing me, sir?
I can hear you.
Hello, sir. Are you hearing me?
I can hear you, but it seems you're on transit.
Indeed, there are so many challenges that we have in our country, Nigeria. So, especially lack of this electricity, that is very so sad. So, lack of the electricity in Nigeria is very so sad opportunity. So, a part of this is for the federal government supposed to look and do something. Because lack of electricity causes die of the people, especially of the children of the. Are you with me, sir?
I can hear you, sir. Right on, sir. I can hear you. Okay, we seem to be having challenge with that one. I have a text message here. Says, good morning, Mr. Pedro and the barrister. Honestly, barrister, I totally agree with you. Some of our leaders that are in power with immunity are often manipulate the law anyhow and then twisted the constitution according to their selfish and personal interests. Thank you, Ismail Isa from Shanu. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, my name is Mazi Okorafo. I'm calling from Omo Educational Center Village in Anglujos.
Good morning, Mazi.
Well, thank God for today. At least we have seen what is happening in America now. We have seen the difference between American election, how the results are coming in, the difference in Africa. We have seen that the two people, Harry and Trump, as what they did, the economic theory, the political theory, the visual theory, what they have. How the young man said that no, how we step what we do. No need for this migrant, even for your country. How can you leave your country and be coming to US to look for a greener pasture? Without your country has excess. You see how the young man presented everything. Did they based on tribalism? Did they based on religion?
No.
Did they based on sectionality?
No.
Did they based on language? No. They based on somebody who is ready to do what? To revamp the economy and make sure there's people on their table and they have security. That is what Africans should learn. Congratulations to President Trump and congratulations to all the Americans that are voting and are still voting for him. Honestly, this is a change. Now, what I see, as Trump is coming in, you see that all this war in Gaza, it will stop. All these guys, Russia, all these African countries, see all this stuff. Watch out. Just go and mark it today. As Trump is coming in, you see the difference that there will be peace in the world. May God bless him and keep him. Good morning, Mazo Crawford from Omo Educational Center, Village in Anglujos. Good morning.
Thank you so much, Mazi. Mazi, your input is well taken. You said it rightly. We are first Nigerians before we are any other tribe. Your tribe wouldn't have existed in any other place if Nigeria it's not in existence. Before you become your tribe, you were first a Nigeria because your tribe is in Nigeria. So, when you're doing anything, put first into cognizance the nation at heart, not your tribe, not any form of sentiment, your religion or whatsoever. If we are going to imbibe that very culture, then we are going to advance, we are going to grow, we are going to develop. Our constitution is modeled after that of the United States of America, but still, we do not enjoy the evidence of democracy like they do. You would want to ask yourself question, is there something we're getting wrong, or are we deliberately doing this to ourselves? I have this message. It says, good morning, Mr. Pedro, the objective barrister Zaruma, and the sports analyst. We thank God for our new minister, especially our own Nentawe, who has swung into action. We pray they continue in trajectory so that, okay, this is coming from Christy Izan from Rukuba Road. This one says, good morning, Mike Pedro and the barrister. Good morning to Kulbi and the prof. Honestly, the barrister have said it all. It's a slap on the face of the government considering the arrest and destroying the future of these young children. Governments have good things to do, but they failed. Instead, they descended on the people crying for what is right. This is the democracy we yearn for. Emilongs from Agingi. This is not the democracy we yearn for. Emilongs from Agingi. There's a lot to actually talk about this morning. There's a lot to look into, especially when you look into the issue of these children, these young boys that underage children that were taken into custody for fighting for their very own right, for asking for what is theirs. Even though some of the actions they employed were wrong, because the protest should not be done using violence. But again, these children wouldn't have gone out on the streets to demand for this if they had it. It is their fundamental right to ask for what is theirs. The essence of governance, looking back to the Westphalia Treaty of 1648 that brought in the system, the new system of the modern government, the modern governing system, where individuals gave up their right for few individuals to represent them, and then that gave birth to indirect democracy that we practice today. These few individuals are supposed to go outside there, represent these people, project their interest, and do their biddings, not do the opposite. But in the case of our nation here in Nigeria, it seems the reverse is the case. And you don't get what is duly yours by law, and you don't even have a right to go outside there to protest. If you protest, they target a treasonable offense. God is going to help us in our country, Nigeria. Even as the citizens, we have a role to play. Protest is not a crime. Protest is not wrong. But when you're going outside there to protest, do well to do it the right way. Protest should be peaceful. Protest should not be violent. Protest should not be an opportunity to loot people's property. Protest should not be an opportunity to get at somebody you have a beef with before, or you are having issues with. It is an avenue for you to go outside there to actually say your grievances, and the government will listen and do that which is right by you. This platform is given to you too. This is a way of protest too. You can call in and give your inputs, but still you be mindful of the way you put it. Diplomacy is key. When you call in, you give your inputs the right way without necessarily undermining anybody or insulting anybody or any organization. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Am I on Unity station?
Yes, you are on to Unity 93.3 FM.
This is Benedict is calling from Kiringa. You can hear me.
Okay, I can hear you. Right on, sir.
This morning I want to learn my voice on the issue of the epileptic or consistent power failure and the national grid collapse. In a country, the level is safe. Level is not giant of Africa. And the best giant of the continent cannot be able to generate and utilize its citizens. It is a shame. The best country should reduce itself from giants to an ant. That is a very word. They should tell themselves if they want to come out and show the big picture of what they are. It's not just leveling yourself against and then you are acting like an ant. That is what Nigeria starts, especially under the leadership of the APC since 2015. We are talking about light. So many other infrastructures have actually come to a state of decay, especially under the work of the APC since 2015. The indices are there, they are very, very clear. How would that Nigeria thought that there's going to be another president, another leader in this country, that Nigeria should be wishing that Buhari should have come back and just continue to run his body?
It's very unfortunate, despite all the complaints.
Hello?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, it is very pathetic. Now, look at the situation now. Nigerians are no longer complaining about the hike in the electricity supply, in the electricity tariff. Nigerians are no longer even interested in the issue of the petroleum products, which is very, very scarce, and they have become a commodity out of the reach of the common man. Even though the petroleum products is extracted from Nigerian soil. Nigerians are not talking about the high cost of living, payment of housing, high cost of living, feeding your family. Nigerians are not talking about the high institution fee, the education fee. Nigerians are not talking again about the issue of security. What Nigerians are gaining and crying for now is the power supply, which they have been paying. I think that the Nigerian government are not really sincere. They are not really sincere. And they are not really sympathetic to the common man in the street. Just as if the Because I ask myself, you will see have leaders in this country that understand the plight of Nigerians? My heart is broken, honestly. This country, I think this country needs great intervention. Thank you.
Thank you. God bless you for that beautiful input. You would wonder, in a place where things are working, the reason why somebody would want to vie for a political office is a problem. You first identify your problem, then you do a self-assessment, and then you find out that you have the capacity to actually fix that problem. Then you ask and for the people's support so you can be given the opportunity to actually fix that problem. But here it is a different case altogether. What we go there to do, I cannot tell. Good morning. Amin wa alaikum wassalam. Na kwana. Hello? Ina jinki, ina kwana. Okay, we lost that one. Like I was saying, in a place where things are working, the only reason why somebody would want to vie for a political office would be that he or she has identified a problem and then does a self-assessment and knows that they have the capacity to actually go there and solve the problem. And that would be the reason why they will vie for a political office. But in Africa and Nigeria, I don't know what the motivation is. We go there and then we spend 4 years, and the tail end of our administration, we cannot point at one thing that we have achieved. Is that what leadership is about? Is that what it should be? That's not the ideal thing. If you are vying for political office, go there with the mindset that you have the capacity to solve a problem after identifying one. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
I'm calling you from Lagos.
Sorry, your name again?
Okay, thank you. I just want to ask a question. Yesterday and today I've not heard about Uncle B and Diko, so I hope it's all is well with him.
No, Uncle B is fine. He's just, yeah, he's fine. He's just indisposed for now. Okay, he was calling to ask about Kulbi. He has not heard the voice of Kulbi in a while. Well, Kulbi is doing very, very well. He's just indisposed for the meantime. He's going to be with us very, very soon. Thank you for your concern, sir. Thank you. It shows that you have us at heart. Well, like you know, usually we cap up this program by 9:30 a.m. and the time is fast spent. We will be right back tomorrow morning by 8 a.m. and we will expect that you will be at the other end with your submissions and your inputs and your contributions as usual. I will be signing out right now. I am still your anchor, Michael Pedro, and by the grace of God, we are going to be here tomorrow with the contemporary issues at hand, and we will want you to call in and give your inputs when the time is right. Good morning and have a blessed day today. God bless you.
Mr. Politician, it's good to see you again. It's been so long since you've been here. You had me thinking you were dead.